I am a Beyoncé fan, and I have to tell you, I'm gonna be watching this documentary, even if she doesn't introduce us to new stuff, even if she tells us that story about how her daddy used to have them run in high heels again. I'm watching. Because fortunately, one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says. You know Beyoncé can't talk. Beyoncé sounds like she's got a 5th grade education. She can't talk.
If you thought Wendy Williams was done stirring up drama just because she is no longer sitting in her famous purple chair, think again. Wendy is back with another bold take, and this time, her comments are aimed at Beyoncé. According to the discussion, Wendy believes Beyoncé may have pressured her to take back some of the things she has said about her over the years. But anyone who knows Wendy understands that she has never been comfortable with people telling her what to say or do. The conversation also brought up how many celebrities seem to thank Beyoncé whenever they win an award or appear on stage. After Liza won Record of the Year at the 2023 Grammys and mentioned Beyoncé during her speech, social media users started noticing a pattern. People shared clips of other celebrities giving Beyoncé shout-outs at different events. Meanwhile, Beyoncé often responds with a surprised and humble expression, almost as if she expected none of it.
Beyoncé controls all women. Beyoncé owns women. This is true. Around the world.
I even heard it from Beyoncé and all of her Beyoncé-ness.
Fastest woman in the world. Is that a lot of pressure that comes with that?
No, because I know the truth. I know Beyoncé is the queen of the world.
Oh, you're the biggest female in the world. No, I'm not. Beyoncé is. Duh. Do not blaspheme Beyoncé.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, The Guardian recently said that you're the woman right now making like the best pop music on the planet.
As long as Beyoncé is alive, that statement is not true.
Thank you. Beyoncé's new album release. Woo. I'm excited, but is it okay to release something this fire during a heat wave?
Beyoncé, whoo! In the 5th grade, I skipped school to see you perform. My sister, she got me out of school. It was literature. I'm good. And where you at, Beyoncé? My eyes are wet. You changed my life. You sang that gospel medley, and the way you made me feel, I was like, I want to make people feel this way with my music. So thank you so much. You clearly are the artist of our lives.
What kind of influence does Beyoncé really have over the people around her? What is it about her power and reputation that makes so many people seem unwilling to challenge her? Even Clive Davis once referred to her as the First Lady of Music, which shows just how highly she has been regarded in the industry. Maybe Beyoncé is genuinely kind and respectful behind the scenes, or perhaps there is another side to her influence that the public does not always see. According to Wendy Williams, one reason people may be careful about challenging Beyoncé is because of the powerful media machines surrounding her. Over the years, Beyoncé has built an image that is carefully protected and managed. She may not have started her career with that level of control, but after becoming involved with Jay-Z, her influence continued to grow. She became extremely skilled at managing public perception and presenting herself in a certain way. Her image has often appeared polished, elegant, successful, and almost untouchable. Meanwhile, Jay-Z has continued to face public criticism and controversy. Since the cheating allegations surrounding his marriage became widely discussed, news stories and claims about his personal life have continued to appear. Yet Beyoncé often seems to come out of these situations looking calm, graceful, and unaffected. This contrast has led some people to question whether she has a stronger ability than most celebrities to control the public narrative around her. But talent, beauty, and popularity alone are not enough to remain at the top of the entertainment industry. Reaching that level requires enormous financial resources, strong connections, worldwide exposure, powerful management, and a team capable of protecting and promoting your image. Beyoncé has had access to many of those advantages throughout her career, allowing her to build one of the strongest brands in modern music. When Beyoncé and Jay-Z first became a couple, both were already major stars in their own right. However, as the years passed, Beyoncé developed into a global superstar whose influence reached far beyond music. some people even believe that her success helped Jay-Z gain access to certain circles and provided him with additional protection from negative media attention. Whether or not that is true, there is no denying that the two have become one of the most powerful couples in entertainment. Critics have also pointed to situations involving people who have spoken publicly against them. One example mentioned in these discussions is Nicki, who reportedly accused Jay-Z of scamming her and others through a business deal. After she began speaking out, some observers felt that her presence in the entertainment world became much smaller. She appeared to receive fewer opportunities, invitations, and nominations than before. Supporters of this theory argue that this happened because she had crossed the wrong people, although there is no clear proof that Beyoncé or Jay-Z personally caused those changes. Brandy has also been connected to stories about tensions surrounding Beyoncé. At one point, a story circulated suggesting that Brandy was unhappy with Beyoncé's growing success and had encouraged Kelly to step out of Beyoncé's shadow and focus on herself. However, there was more history behind the situation than simple jealousy. Brandy had previously worked with producer Darkchild to develop the sound that became strongly associated with albums such as Never Say Never and Full Moon. According to stories surrounding that period, Darkchild later worked closely with Beyoncé, and Brandy reportedly felt hurt and embarrassed after a session did not go the way she expected. She eventually moved forward with her own music, including Aphrodisiac, but by then the sound she had helped develop was already strongly connected in the public mind with Beyoncé. That created a difficult situation for Brandy. If she continued using a similar musical style, people could accuse her of copying Beyoncé. If she changed direction, she risked moving away from a sound that had already worked for her. It is understandable why that experience could have created frustration or resentment. The situation also reportedly affected Brandy's friendship with Kelly. Instead of following Brandy's advice, Kelly eventually created some distance, and their relationship became strained. Then, years later, Brandy attracted more attention when she publicly commented on Beyoncé's song Bow Down and said that she was not a fan of it. That comment may have seemed small, but in an industry where relationships, reputation, and alliances can matter just as much as talent, even a simple statement can create a much bigger conversation. It added another chapter to the ongoing debate about Beyoncé's enormous influence and why so few people seem willing to challenge her publicly.
I know that you are a Beyoncé fan.
I am.
You're a Beyoncé fan, and she recently put out her new song, Bow Down. Mm-hmm. People are talking about it. Can you weigh in here? Do you think that it deserves such backlash?
You know what? I think art is freedom. You know what I'm saying? And you should be able to express yourself the way you choose to express yourself. Of course, you know, people are going to have their own opinions. They're going to, you know, but opinion is opinion. I think art should be expressed the way it should.
Do you love the song?
I don't love the song, but I love Beyoncé.
It is completely normal for people not to like every song an artist releases. But when Brandy expressed her opinion about Beyoncé, the reaction was intense. She faced criticism almost everywhere, and the backlash became so strong that it showed others what could happen if they openly spoke against Beyoncé. Brandy eventually moved past the controversy, but the experience left a clear impression. Brandy was not the only artist who had a problem with Beyoncé's song Bow Down. Keisha Cole also spoke out because she did not agree with what she saw as a change in Beyoncé's message. Keisha felt that Beyoncé had moved from promoting female empowerment and women supporting one another to presenting an attitude that suggested she was above everyone else. Keisha made her feelings known, arguing that women should stand together instead of competing with each other. She also criticized what she viewed as self-righteous behavior, especially when people seemed to promote unity only when it benefited them. From Keisha's point of view, the message in Bow Down appeared to conflict with the idea of women lifting each other up. Her criticism could have started a larger discussion about the difference between empowerment and competition. Instead, much of the attention turned toward Keisha herself. Rather than focusing on the point she was making, many people accused her of being jealous, bitter, or simply looking for attention. Others said she was taking a song too seriously and acting childish. long before Nicki Minaj, Brandy, and Keisha Cole became part of these conversations, there was Blue Cantrell. She rose to fame in the early 2000s with successful songs such as Breathe and Hit 'Em Up Style. At the time, it looked like she had a strong career ahead of her and was becoming a major name in music. However, things became more complicated when rumors connected her to Jay-Z in 2001, around the same period when he was also being linked to Beyoncé. The situation attracted even more attention after Blue appeared on Wendy Williams' show and discussed details that, in hindsight, she may have wished she had kept private.
Is he romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
Oh, she's touching him off the neck! Look! You see?
Why do people not want to let the Jay-Z Blue Cantrell thing go?
Because, honey, that was a fabulous little high point in your
well,
career.
Well, what about Beyonce and Jay-Z? That's fabulous.
Yeah, but...
Blue Cantrell was signed to Def Jam, and after Jay became president of the label in 2004, he reportedly failed to renew her contract. Blue treated it as a mistake made by the label, but what happened afterward made the situation look much more complicated. Her music video for Roundup with Lady May was said to have some uncomfortable similarities to Beyoncé's Bonnie and Clyde. Blue Cantrell later released Breathe, featuring Sean Paul, with the word breathe playing a major role throughout the song. A few months later, Beyoncé released Baby Boy, also featuring Sean Paul, and the word breathe was again an important part of the track. To Blue, the similarities were difficult to ignore. She eventually stopped treating them as simple coincidences and directly called Beyoncé out. However, she did not receive the response she may have expected. Instead, there was mostly silence. Some people even accused Blue of being bitter about Beyoncé's success, especially because she was younger and had quickly become one of the biggest names in music. Because of that, many people did not show much sympathy for Blue or what she believed had been taken from her. This situation also helps explain why some artists may choose to stay quiet when they feel they are being treated unfairly. Protecting a career can sometimes seem more important than speaking out, especially when powerful people are involved. Nobody wants to become an example of what can happen when you challenge someone with enormous influence. For years, very few people were willing to openly question Beyoncé's power in the entertainment industry. However, one person who had been watching closely for a long time was Wendy Williams. What made Wendy different was that her comments about Beyoncé and Jay did not always seem motivated by personal dislike. She often praised Beyoncé and gave her credit for her talent. In fact, Wendy once described Beyoncé as one of the greatest performers, living or dead. That makes her criticism even more interesting because it suggests she was willing to recognize Beyoncé's greatness while still questioning the influence surrounding her.
Beyonce, come on, you're not like that, are you? You know how some of these celebrities can be, though. Anything for attention.
Wendy almost got attacked for speaking her mind, but she stood by what she said and refused to take her words back for anyone. Even though Wendy has always shown a lot of admiration for Beyoncé, she is not afraid to point out things she finds questionable. She believes Beyoncé knows how to stay relevant, especially when other female artists begin receiving more praise and attention. According to Wendy, Beyoncé can be very competitive when the spotlight starts moving towards someone else. Once you stop putting Beyoncé on a pedestal and stop believing she can never make a mistake, it becomes easier to question some of the things surrounding her public image. Wendy's first major criticism of Beyoncé came after a moment when Beyoncé's belly appeared to fold during a live television appearance. While many media outlets avoided discussing the incident, Wendy did not hold back. She openly questioned how something like that could happen and said it was unusual enough to make people take a second look, even if they were devoted Beyoncé fans.
Can I tell you something? Yes. This is my opinion, and we can fight all day. I don't care. Beyoncé is the greatest performer of all time, living or dead. Yep.
Since then, the situation has not stopped. She has openly questioned Jay and Beyoncé's marriage, suggesting that it may be more of a business partnership than a true relationship. It may have started with genuine love, but after the cheating scandal embarrassed Beyoncé publicly, their marriage seemed to become a way to protect their image, reputation, and careers.
Okay, I think that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are master manipulators of the media. And I also think, yeah. And I think that they are to the point, they will manipulate almost anything. Like, I think it's bad karma to lie about the state of your marriage. Or, you know, I wouldn't even say, you know, I missed work because my son is sick if he's really not sick, because that just puts a bad karma on you, you know what I mean? Do I think they're pregnant? Probably not. Not for lack of trying, but just because, you know, he changed those words to the lyrics just to get us talking, and so we're talking. You know what I do think, though? I do think that they've announced this to stay in our eyes.
The idea that Beyoncé may have taken inspiration from other artists has been a sensitive topic for a long time. Many people avoid discussing it because they fear being criticized for speaking openly. However, Wendy Williams was never afraid to address controversial subjects. She questioned the idea that Beyoncé's success and creativity were always completely original, suggesting that some of her work appeared heavily influenced by other artists. Wendy also spoke about the way Beyoncé and Jay-Z carefully managed their public image. She believed they were very strategic about controlling media coverage and deciding what the public should hear or see about their personal and professional lives.
It's being reported that this is a business relationship. Now, I refuse to believe that it started out this way. I believe that in the beginning, they were in love, like two people fall in love, and then you get married, and then maybe sometimes, and I'm not suggesting that this is them, but I'm just trying to look at both sides of the coin. Sometimes when business gets so big and you got two stars in the family and they're competing with one another, sometimes it becomes about staying together so that we, John Q. Public, think that everything's perfect.
When Wendy Williams' health declined because of Graves' disease and she was placed under a conservatorship, some people claimed it was karma for the harsh things she had said about other celebrities. They compared her to Beyoncé, who is often seen as someone who avoids publicly speaking negatively about others. Reports even suggested that Beyoncé was hurt by some of Wendy's comments because she believed they were friends. However, Wendy strongly disagreed with that idea. She made it clear that she and Beyoncé were never close friends, saying they had never partied together or attended each other's events. Wendy also defended her approach by saying that speaking openly and honestly was part of her job.
Says another source, was the fact that some of the rumors were being perpetuated by people they considered friends, like talk show host Wendy Williams. Well, first of all, you're not a credible source, because if you were, then you would know, I've never partied with them. I've never been to their house. I don't swim in their pool. Like, we're not friends. I'm a pop culture pundit and commentator, right? That's what you call it. Pop culture woman. And I talk about people.
Even with her ongoing health struggles, Wendy Williams continues to stand by what she has said. Her goal was never to destroy an entertainer that millions of people admire or to tear down a family that many consider pop royalty. Instead, Wendy wants people to look beyond the public image and question the decisions made by celebrities, regardless of how famous or respected they are. She believes that people should not automatically defend Beyoncé and Jay-Z simply because they are successful Black entertainers. When Jay-Z faced criticism over his business deal with Target and the concerns surrounding its impact on the community, Beyoncé also came under discussion. Some people believed that her actions quietly supported her husband and that, because they are married, she could potentially benefit from the same business arrangements. Supporters of Wendy's argument also pointed to similar situations from Beyoncé's past and questioned why she should be protected from criticism. Wendy's larger point is that Beyoncé and Jay-Z are still public figures, and people should be allowed to disagree with them or question their choices. Being a fan should not mean ignoring everything they do. Some fans even agreed, saying they were tired of feeling like they could not criticize the couple. They questioned how Beyoncé became someone that people almost treat as untouchable, especially when she has received so much praise and recognition over the years. At the end of the day, the debate comes down to whether celebrities should be held accountable like everyone else. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.